Hello friends, welcome to the channel. This is Top Educator Akash. Today I am back with a new video of chemical reactions and equations, some important questions that is for 1 marks and 2 marks. So let us start the today's session. So I have brought you the MCQ, answer the following and some 2 marks questions. So let us solve them. These questions you cannot find in your textbook, so please concentrate and pause the video and try to answer the questions. The first question of MCQ. Some crystals of copper sulfate were dissolved in water. The color of the solution obtained would be. They have said that some crystals of copper sulfate CuSO4 is dissolved in water. Then the solution color turns what? So we need to answer. The options are green, red, blue and brown. So you pause the video and try to answer the question. So let us answer the question. So CuSO4 is a blue colored crystal, and when it is dissolved in water then it turns into blue colored solution. So the answer is C. So let's move to the next question. Here, when dilute HCl, hydrochloric acid, is added to zinc pieces taken in a test tube, then what happens? The options are: no change takes place, the color of the solution becomes yellow, a pungent smelling gas gets liberated, small bubbles of H2 gas appear on the surface of zinc pieces. So what is the answer? So pause the video and try to answer. As we know that HCl is acid, so when it is reacted with zinc pieces Zn, then what happens is H, that is hydrogen, get liberated, H2, and the remaining will be ZnCl2. So we can say that the answer is D. A small bubbles of H2 gas appear on the surface of zinc pieces. So let's move to the next question. So here they have given that PbS, that is lead sulfate, reacts with ozone O3 and forms PbSO4. As per the balanced chemical equation, molecules of ozone required for every one molecule of PbS. So in the question they have given that lead sulfate PbS, lead sulfide plus O3, so they both are getting reacted and the product is PbSO4. So it is lead sulfide, and when it reacts with ozone then it is forming PbSO4, and we need to form a balanced chemical equation. Then we can get that how many molecules of ozone are required to react with PbS. So here they have given the Pb is 1, here it is 1, and here S is 1, here also 1, and here you can observe that O is 3 and here O is 4. So let us write here 4, and here we can write it as 3. So you can observe here 3 O gets 12 and here also it gets 12, but Pb and S gets changed, that is Pb becomes 3 and S becomes 3. So here we can write 3, so also we will get 3 and 3. So the chemical reaction is balanced. So what are the coefficient of O, that is 4. So we can say that 4 molecules of ozone are required for every one molecule of PbS. So the answer is A. So let us move to the next question. Here they have asked, it is a simple question, chemically rust is, that means the chemical formula for rust. The options are hydrated ferrous oxide, hydrated ferric oxide, only ferric oxide, and none of these. So let us pause this video. So you need to pause this video and answer the question. So the answer is hydrated ferric oxide. It is not ferrous oxide, it is ferric oxide. So let's move to the next question. Here they have said that copper displaces which of the following metals from its salt solution. So Cu, that is copper, which is a metal, we have to find that in which of these it is displacing. So the options are ZnSO4, FeSO4, AgNO3 and NiSO4. So please pause the video and try to answer this question. So as we know that Cu, copper, lies below the Zn, Fe and Ni in the reactivity series, and Ag lies below the Cu. So hence we can say that Cu will displace AgNO3, but it will not displace ZnSO4, FeSO4 and NiSO4. So hence the answer will be AgNO3. So let's move to the next question. Here is the question that in the reaction PbO plus C, Pb plus Co is formed. So we need to select the option which is right. So the options are PbO is oxidized, so C act as an oxidizing agent, C act as a reduction agent, and reaction does not represent redox reaction. So you need to answer this question. As you can observe here, PbO, lead oxide, when it reacts with carbon, then lead, that is lead, is formed along with CO, carbon monoxide is formed. You can observe here the C is reducing O and it is itself getting oxidized. That means the C is acting as a reducing agent. So we can get the answer as C. C act as a reducing agent. Here is the 7th question. A substance which oxidizes itself and reduces other is known as. In the previous question we have discussed that C is getting itself oxidized and it is reducing Pb. So what is the answer? That is B, reducing agent. So here is the 8th question. Dissolving sugar is an example of. It is a simple question, you can answer this question. That is physical change, chemical change, redox reaction and none of this. So what is the answer? That is physical change. Here there is no new products formed, so we can say that it is a physical change. So next question. The reaction between lead nitrate and potassium iodide present in aqueous solution is an example of which of these reactions? The first option is decomposition, second is displacement, third is double displacement and last is neutralization. So just try to answer this question. So let me solve this. PbNO3, that is lead nitrate, and when it is reacted with Ki, that is potassium iodide, what is formed? Then PbI2 along with it KNO3 is formed, that is potassium nitrate and lead iodide. So you can observe here the iodide and nitrate is getting exchanged, that is mutual exchange of ions is taking place. So what is the answer? That is double displacement reaction. So final question, that is what happens when dilute hydrochloric acid is added to iron filling. So we need to find that what happens when dilute HCl. So when dilute HCl is added to iron fillings, that is Fe. So what happens in this reaction? So the options are hydrogen gas and iron chloride are produced, chlorine gas and iron hydroxide are produced, no reaction takes place, iron salt and water are produced. So just answer this question. What is the answer? So you can observe that FeCl2 plus H2 gas is evolved, that is iron chloride and hydrogen gas are produced. So the answer is A. So let's move to the answer the following questions in 1 marks. What happens to lime water when CO2 gas is bubbled through in excess? So what is the formula for lime water? As we know that the formula is CaOH twice. This is the formula for lime water. In this, so if we bubble the carbon dioxide, then what happens? So when carbon dioxide is passed through CaOH twice, then the lime water turns milky. So this is the reaction. Then after turning milky, again it will disappear and it will be again formed as CaOH twice itself, and the lime water which was milky, it will disappear and it will remain back again. So we can say that answer, when CO2 gas is bubbled through lime water in excess, then initially it becomes milky, but then its milkiness disappears. So let's move to the next question. Why does not silver evolve hydrogen on reacting with dilute H2SO4? So as I have previously discussed that silver which is least, it is very low reactive than other elements, that means it is also low reactive than hydrogen. So we can say that is the reason for, that is H2SO4, when it is reacted with Ag, then there will be no reaction. So we can say that answer, silver do not evolve hydrogen on reacting with dilute H2SO4, as silver is less reactive metal than hydrogen. So let's move to the next question. Why do diamond and graphite, the two allotropic forms of carbon, have all different amounts of heat on combustion? So we need to answer this question. As we know that diamond and graphite are two allotropies of carbon. So if you don't know, you can study it in the carbon and its compounds lesson. So the diamond and graphite are two allotropies of carbon. So why they will release the different amounts of heat? Because they form different chains with the carbon. That means their arrangement with carbon is different. So when they will react, that means when they are heated, then the different amount of heat are produced. So we can say that diamond and graphite are two allotropies of carbon, but they do not evolve same amount of heat on combustion, because they differ in the arrangement of carbon atoms, and also their shapes are different. So let's move to the next question. What is the role of oxidizing agent in a reaction? As we have already studied that oxidizing agent is nothing but which oxidizes the compound or a element by supplying the oxygen, and it removes the hydrogen. This is the action of oxidizing agent. The oxidizing agent supply the oxygen in a reaction, or it removes the hydrogen. Fifth question. What happens chemically when quicklime is added to water? As I have discussed that when quicklime is added to water, that is calcium hydroxide. This is also called slaked lime. This is very important reaction. Slaked lime is formed. Then with the hissing sound, some sound is produced and a lot of heat is evolved during the reaction. The reaction involved is, that means CaO, that when it is reacted with water, then CaOH, that is calcium hydroxide, and along with this enormous amount of heat is released. This is the reaction when quicklime is added to water, that is CaO plus H2O. When it is reacted, CaOH twice plus enormous amount of heat is released. This is the reaction for quicklime when it is reacted with water. So let us move to the next question. Here they have given that why are food particles preferably packed in aluminium foil? Let us answer this question. Aluminium foil. This is a good reactive element with oxygen. So when the aluminium is brought in atmosphere, then it reacts with oxygen and it forms aluminium oxide. So it is a very protective layer. So by forming aluminium oxide, it does not get reacted with any other element. So due to that, we can say that aluminium foil, which does not corrode in atmosphere even if kept for a long time, because a protective coating of aluminium oxide is formed on the surface of the foil, and it stops any further reaction of the metal with air and water. So due to this, the food which is kept in the aluminium foil does not get spoiled. So let us move to the next question. Here is the question that in refining of silver, the recovery of silver from silver nitrate solution involved displacement by copper metal. Write down the reaction involved. So in the obtaining of silver, that means by for obtaining silver, we need to displace it by copper metal. So copper metal, as we know that copper is highly reactive than silver. So when silver nitrate solution, that is silver nitrate is nothing but AgNO3, when it is reacted with Cu, then what happens is that Cu will displace Ag from the AgNO3 and the Cu gets deposited and Ag comes out. So that is nothing but silver which is evolved. So let us move to the next question. A shiny brown colored element X on heating in air becomes black in color. A element which is X, they have given that it becomes black in color when it is heated in air. So we need to name the element and we need to find the black colored compound formed. So the only element that becomes black on heating in air is, that is copper. So copper, we can say that the element X is copper. So when it is reacted with O2, then it forms CuO. You can observe here that 2Cu plus O2, that is 2CuO. So we can say that the black colored compound formed is copper oxide. So let us move to the next question. Why do we apply paint on our iron articles? So this is also a very good question for understanding the corrosion. So why do we apply paint on iron articles? So why do we apply? Because we apply paint on iron articles prevent it from rusting. So what is rusting? Rusting is nothing but the oxide layer which is formed on iron is nothing but rusting, that is ferric oxide, hydrated ferric oxide. So how to prevent this? It is prevented by applying paint. This paint will neither react with any moisture acids around it, and it will not form any reaction. So due to that, iron articles are coated by paint. So we can say that iron articles do not come in contact of atmospheric oxygen and moisture, and thus the rusting is prevented. So next question is, oil and fat containing food items are flushed with nitrogen. Why? Oil and fat containing food items. So as we know that there will be a reaction with oxygen. That means there will be oxidation process in the atmosphere. So due to that, nitrogen gases are flushed in the food packets and chips and any other food items. So what will the nitrogen does is that it will prevent the food items from oxidation. That means nitrogen is a very least reactive element. So due to that, nitrogen do not react with oil and fat containing items, and it will not allow oxidation of the items. So due to that, any pungent smell, or we cannot find any spoiling of food. So finally we have completed some questions which are very important for purpose of board exams. So thank you friends, and please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get new notifications of new videos.